Hello YouTube. Sorry it's been so long, but well, I've just had a ton of stuff going. As you can see, I'm still going. These pants are not the biggest. Actually, one size bigger than this is where I started, but these were the biggest I could find. But this is where I'm at so far. 200 pounds gone, and I got about 40 more to go and I'm done. So heave-ho to them. I got a lot of stuff to catch up on, let you know exactly what's going on. Poor old Stump of Doom here hasn't seen much use lately. I've had a lot of stuff to do. Just, you know, real life does intrude, and I had a lot of that. I've been doing traveling and a lot of other things after the Blade show, so haven't had much time to do anything. The other thing was on my, as most of my viewers know, if you don't, 2 years ago I fit those pants that I just threw over there on the ground. I could barely walk to the corner and back without stopping. I would have to stop and rest. I do 10Ks now, and that's my normal workout 3 times a week. And I was starting to have a little trouble out of my knees and my hands too. And I was working on one of my neighbor's lawnmowers. I work on any kind of small engine. I love to do that almost as much as I love the knives. And I was rebuilding his riding mower. I had it up in the driveway, which is blacktop, and was kneeling down. And I got up the next morning, and my right knee was on fire. I could barely walk. So I had tried for several days to take naproxen or whatever, you know, and none of it worked. So I finally broke down, went to the doctor, and they put me on what's the name of it? Prednisone. Gave me a series of that, and it really helped. My legs feel great, my hands feel great, and the nice part about that is I can get back in the shop and start doing stuff, and I've got a lot to do. I've got a big leather sheath. I'm going to try to video that. I'm making it for a guy. I made him 2 Kydex sheaths. He's been so patient. I'm going to do him a full-blown leather sheath for his big chopper. And I was going to bring it down here, and I'm sorry I forgot. And I've already made 3 trips trying to get this video made. The camera wouldn't work. The settings were off. You know, because it's been a while since I've done anything with it. But that's one thing we're going to be doing, and I'm going to try to film it as I do it. Really heavy duty leather that I use on those. If you look at some of Cliff Stamp's videos, and I may have some of my older videos, you'll see some of it, and it's I mean, it's that thick. It's really heavy. And in fact, guy, you're getting the last batch of that I had. When I went back to get more, I just can't get that particular stuff anymore. So last sheath is yours. Some other things we got, all kinds of stuff. Something that I'll be trying out soon, right here, is my jack lure. I really haven't had a chance to do a lot with this. Now this fall, as soon as it cools down and the snakes go in, here in Georgia, unfortunately, we have copperheads, water moccasins, and rattlers. The rattlers, the water moccasins, if you stumble on them, they can be aggressive, but they're really not that bad. What is bad is the copperheads, and they've been particularly bad for the last couple, 3 years, and they're very aggressive. They will come after you. So most people, they've had many more bites in North Georgia, where I like to go, and North Carolina, places like that, than they have had in the woods. Boy, and there's bugs too everywhere. But anyway, I'm waiting until it cools down. And then this is going to North Georgia with me. And it's going to be a sole use tool, if you will. I want to see how it performs. I always love the Raymere stuff. And now I can't see. Let me see if I can hold this and get behind the camera. Yeah, I guess I can do that. And as you can see, Sandy just did an outstanding job on this. It is beautiful. And then of course I had to mirror polish it. You know me, can't leave it alone. It's super sharp, it works really well, and it's kind of aggravated me that I haven't had a chance to use it more. Now what we did is I didn't buy that from Sandy. We're actually trading knives, and because of my hands I really couldn't finish his. Well, I've got it just about done, Sandy. This is it right here. And Kydex sheath. This is my large ergo slice. Let me see if I can get that up. I have some final polishing to do on it. It's a Kieranite handle, bullseye pins. I've got brass, and the nuts are stainless steel and then brass. This will be polished, and the blade will be cleaned up a little bit more. And I will try to get this done in the very near future. I have 2 trips coming up, so I will try to get this done as fast as I can, get it in the mail to you, but that's sure enough. I have this one for Cliff. This is Cowrie X. I had really hoped to already had this one done and had the handle on it, and I just couldn't. Every time I try to do anything with my hands, or if I put any kind of downward pressure on my fingers, using them to file or sand or anything, within 5 minutes I was done, and now they feel great. I did a bunch of work sharpening another knife that I'm going to show you here in a second last night, which was a real chore. Thank you, Jeremy, really appreciate it. Next time remind me to ask for that doggone stuff already sharpened. Here's one. This is a Takeda Hamano. I know I'm saying that wrong, guys. I've got a set of handles made for this, and I don't think the camera's going to do this justice. This thing is just way cool. And I talked to them. They're really nice people. If you go to the Blade Show, they have a lot of kitchen knives, but they also have these hunting style or utility style knives. They consider this a utility blade, is what he told me. Their stuff is phenomenal. I love it. They're true craftsmen. Not cheap, but it's worth it. And especially if you buy a blade like this, you know, you can get it reasonable enough and have the fun of putting a handle on it too. So I've got a handle set made for this. I've got to glue it up and get it on here, and we'll be testing this. What I was talking about earlier for Jeremy is he sent me this at my request. There's nothing like asking for pain, if you will. But this is 69 RC Maximet. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, I would refer you to Cliff Stamp's video. Also, Cliff wanted to, I'm going to move this around. Cliff wanted to get an idea of what I did to this edge. And Cliff, as I told you in the email, the edge is mirror polished. You could read newsprint in it. Now, I'm talking only about the very edge. I haven't carried it up here at all. If this works like I want it to, I'm probably going to carry that up. I apologize, folks. I'm trying to look in the back of the camera, probably to where the top part of my finger is, somewhere around in here. And I'm just going to blend that whole thing that far. And Maximet is incredibly tough. Let me rephrase that. Incredibly hard stuff. This happens to be 69 RC. It's thick, not because Jeremy wanted to do that. This material was donated very, very graciously to us, and this is what they gave him to work with, so he cut it down. Several things we're going to go into about this knife. I love it. The design is one that Kylie Harris came up with, and I don't know if I'm cutting my head off or what, so I apologize, guys, if I am. The design is one that Kylie Harris came up with for a knife for Cliff Stamp's reference library. Now Cliff has 5 of these, and this one eventually will be going to him. I told Jeremy I wanted to do some really long-term testing because I'm really interested in this stuff. So he will eventually get this one also. I think he has the others. I believe they've already been shipped to him, and he has a couple videos on them. One set of 3, I believe, was 64 RC. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And then the other 3 were these, and I've got one of the 69s. It was hard to sharpen. After watching his video, I didn't bother with water stones. I have a Norton stone, and it's the one that Wayne Goddard, it's a large one that Wayne collaborated with Norton. He doesn't like the regular carborundum stones. And so I'm not sure what the mix is. If you call Norton and ask for that, just say I want the stone that Wayne Goddard uses for a core stone, they will know what you're talking about and they'll know what to send you. I love it. And on this, it cut it down pretty quick. Now, the thing about it is, I didn't want to go to too rough a stone because Cliff said if you do, the carbides in this are big. And what you can do if you use too big a stone, the erosion channels that the stone makes will be so big, and they're so hard to get out with the finer stone, that the carbides will just literally sit up there and they'll pop out. So I found out years ago on hatches and axes, it's one of the few things that I do a really polished mirror edge on, and I'm going to extend that to some other things, and we're going to try that on. I thought if this was flat ground and it had a totally flat edge on it, those carbides are just hanging out there, and there's not near as much support as if they had a convex edge. So what I did is I convexed it from about here, the bottom of my little finger there, on down is convex, and I made it very, very smooth. My hope is that, like the axes, it's gonna hold those, you know, in this case, hold the carbides in. With the axes, when you're cutting wood, what I found, and it's the same thing on wood chisels, if it's really, really ultra super smooth, it shears the wood fibers. If it's not, it tears the wood fibers. Again, I'll refer you to some of Cliff's videos where he's testing knives that have some pretty bad edges on them, and you can see some of those, they just rip the 2x4s, and when you look at it, instead of this nice smooth cut, it just ripped all the pieces. This knife, this steel, came out phenomenally sharp. The proverbial hair-popping sharp right now. Now, how long will it hold that? That's a lot of what we're gonna test. We're going to do rope, cardboard, everything. And of course, with this stuff, I'm anticipating thousands of cuts. In cardboard, I'm not even going to look at the edge until I've done 1,000 cuts, and then we'll probably do another 1,000, and see if it holds up like the one, kind of the results that Cliff has tentatively got so far. So that's going to be a lot of fun to play with. The other thing that Jeremy sent in the package was this, his broadleaf. And I am really impressed with this, guys. First off, it's a hunk. It is big, it's heavy, and I tried some test cutting back here, and the first thing I did was, I swung way too hard with this thing. There you go. I mean, look at that. And I just barely flipped it down. This is not a knife that I would use in light brush, in green vegetation. I would use this in actual brush, but in actual brush, I think this probably won't have any equal, or very few. The edge when I got it was, you know, just in terrible shape, and Jeremy told me it would be. He did some extremely hard testing with it. He had rippled it, he had bent it, so rather than play with that and try to straighten it or see whatever I could do, I just cut it off, and I put a slightly thicker, and again convex edge, and I mirror polished this edge. Now the reason I did that is I look at this the same way I would an axe, and I'm going to treat it kind of like one. It's a big heavy chopper. The handle is extremely comfortable. The knife is extremely comfortable. The back's rounded, the handle's rounded. The only problem that I had with it, and it's one that can easily be cured and will be cured, is back here I would want this to be a little more pronounced. I just didn't have the security when I was at the very back. I kept, because of the huge mass out here, I kept feeling like I might sling it out. Now, because this is a test knife of Jeremy's, he told me that I was free to go ahead, and what I'm going to do is cut this out a little bit, not this way, but on each side. I'm going to put in some half moon indentations. Kylie Harris did it on the Enterprise, or the, no, it was the Enterprise, and I really like that, and I'm going to do the same thing there so that I can lock these back two fingers into that, and I think that'll give me all the security I want. This knife is going to get a lot of testing. This knife will also go up to, I'm going around Blue Ridge in that area, Georgia, for those of you that know this area. Also, there's a bunch of trails in Virginia and North Carolina. I have a friend up there. Both of us are big into photography, and we're going to go up there to some of her favorite spots, and she's taking some phenomenal photos, so I hope to do some phenomenal videos for you guys. So you'll see a lot of this guy, and it really, it is impressive. I wanted to touch again on this knife. This knife, the style, Jeremy changed the handle just slightly. The tang only goes to here, right about there. But with the size of this blade and the way he has this fixed in, there's just no way that you're going to break it with hand pressure. You would have to start beating on this and doing all the things you wouldn't do with a small neck knife sized knife. It works phenomenal, so I won't be doing anything with that. He changed the handle slightly from what Kylie specs, and this is probably one of the best handles I've ever held. And in fact, I ordered one of these in 01, but thinner, you know, more neck knife size. I think it'll be one of the best I got. And so we'll be doing a lot of work with that. Love the blade shape, Kylie. You nail that, bud. The other knife, and this one I got the blade show. I think you guys have seen this. This is my Carter Cutlery, and he calls this his perfect model. And I agree with him. I have had several different ones, and this thing is just phenomenal. It's everything I wanted it to be. It's white steel, which he specializes in now, and I really like it. I've been using the heck out of it, and I hope that he will continue to specialize in that and get better with it. Between super blue and white steel, for you guys that, you know, if you're hung up on the edge holding and everything, try the white steel. It gets sharper. It stays, and the way he does it, it stays sharp way long enough. I think you'll like it better. I do. The other thing we have coming up is our 1-year long-term test review on this knife. And this is the Rockstead. He go, I go, you go, I go, we all go. It is carried every day. It's used every day. I need to clean it up. That's not rust. It's some kind of gunk on it. I don't know what, from something I cut. Little bit of wear marks on it here and there. You can see there it's starting to wear. Other than that, it's still rock solid. Still locks up like day one. It holds a phenomenal edge. This is the ZDP version, and I couldn't be happier with it. The only trade-off, and I knew it when I got it, is with this thin handle. If you're doing a lot of heavy power cutting, you need to wear gloves. It'll get uncomfortable. But for 99.9% of what you do, you know, quick cut, fold it up, put it away, it's just not a factor. And I like that it's so flat. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's getting kind of long. So a lot of videos coming up, a lot of things we got to cover, and I'm really glad to be back. I'm glad to be feeling good. And you know, there's about half of me here that was here, and physically it's just, you know, and mentally both, it's really, really gratifying. I really feel good. So take it easy, YouTube. I missed you guys. Believe me, whether I commented or not, I've watched every single video from all my friends, and I just, you know, still enjoy this hobby of ours. So you'll be seeing more of me. So take it easy, and we'll talk to you later.